better than it should have been. I should have 100% just got a table or something because I just re-hurt my poor little burnt fingers that I burnt this morning. But that's besides the point. I am here to share with you guys the books I just bought. I know I've been talking recently about how I've been saving money and trying not to spend a lot of money on books. And then when my husband and I moved into our new house, we redeemed our scene points for a bunch of gift cards. And I may or may not have spoiled myself and gotten a gift card for Indigo. And that's what all of these books are from anyways. I have more coming, so you'll see some books that are not the beginning of the sequel, but it is what it is, and I'll explain it when I get there. So the first book is Gideon the Ninth by Casman Muir. I'm super excited about this one. Lesbian space necromancers? Like, I'm gonna try it. And I'm really excited to read this book specifically because my mom, sister, and I are doing a reading circle. We're currently reading the Gilded Ones, and when we're done, this, I'm hoping, will be the next book we read. Next is Word by Word by Corey Stamper. This was talked by Olive at a Book Olive. Today, it's a nonfiction about how it's a nonfiction book about how dictionaries are made and kind of like what's included in it, like what decisions go into what words to kind of, for lack of a better term, add to the language. As a linguistics major, as a linguistics minor in college, as a linguistics minor in university, this really intrigues me because the study of language intrigues me. It was also like reasonably well rated by Olive. Next is 21 Things You May Not Know About the Indian Act, especially given everything that's been happening recently with the discovery of these children at residential schools or ex-residential schools, and I cannot imagine what these communities are going through. And in an attempt on my end to better educate myself, especially about something that I'm not really educated on because you don't necessarily talk about the Indian Act. A lot of what I learned in school was more in regards to the treaties and everything before that. As all people find out, when your people are the victors, they gloss over a lot of shit in the history books. Next is Cersei. I have read this already. I loved it already. And I just wanted the beautiful cover on my shelf, and it's a book that I know I'm going to reread because I loved it. It was very interesting and incredibly well written. Madeline Millard is just a goddess with words. Next is actually one of my most anticipated releases of 2021. It is The Rose Code by Kate Quinn. I read The Huntress by her and loved it. And I read The Alice Network and I loved most of that too. Looking back on it, I have a few issues with the World War II perspective, but Evie's was amazing. And this is just about codebreakers at Bletchley Park and kind of the role of women. And I'm a bitch for World War II era books with strong female characters. And I think that's what this is going to be. Next is The Devil in the Dark Water by Stuart Turton. It is a high seas trip, a man who's on his way to be executed, who's a detective, and then he does detective shit on this trip. I don't know what it necessarily is going to be like. I've heard somewhat mixed things about it, but I love The 7.5 Deaths, Evelyn Hardcastle, and so I'm super excited to pick this up. Next is Shadow of the Fox. I have actually read this already, and I know I love it, and I really enjoyed the series, and because I took the first book out of the library, loved it, and then bought books 2 and 3 when they were published, I decided it was finally time to go back and pick up book 1. Next is Empire of Wild by Sherry Dimeline. This is kind of like a thriller mystery book. this woman is drawn to this revival tent where local Métis people have been gathering to listen to this preacher, and then she finds a man who is, as far as she can tell, her estranged / missing husband. And so I've only heard a few people really talk about this, and I'm just really excited to pick it up. It's an Indigo Best Book of 2019. I've heard some interesting reviews, and I've already kind of worked it into a video, so you guys will be seeing in the next little bit here. And then, finally, I've got a hefty chunk of Brandon Sanderson books. I decided it was finally time to bite the bullet, and instead of reading Mistborn, which I already had on my shelf, I found the audiobook of The Way of Kings, and I listened to that 45-hour audiobook at work and loved it. And before I'd even finished it, I decided that I wanted to pick up more Brandon Sanderson's work, just to get into the swing of things, I guess. I mean, it kind of feels like cheating because Brandon Sanderson is like the magic word for content on this platform. But I read the first book. I'm really excited about it. I started the audiobook of the second installment. I'm anticipating picking this one up and finishing it that way rather than finishing it through the audiobook. Oathbringer, also here. I do have a physical copy of The Way of Kings on its way to me.
Hey guys, Future Nikki here. I just wanted to update you. Between filming, editing, and getting this video up, I got my other couple more of my books. First one being The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. As I mentioned when I showed you guys the other two, that one was on its way to me. It is now to me. I'm excited to have it in my collection. And then next is We Ride Upon Sticks by Quan Berry. This book I actually heard about from Kayla at Books and Lala. She did a video that included a reading and review of this book, and based on the things she liked in it, I thought I'd enjoy it as well. I also have a video planned for that one, it should be coming out next month, and from there, I will let you guys go back to current Nikki. See ya.
Then I also have Warbreaker, which is a standalone. I love fantasy standalones, I've been told. Although it's not Brandon Sanderson's best work, it's still a good one to pick up. And I'm hoping to get some of these out of the way and kind of let you guys know what I think. Because as much as I say it's kind of cheating for getting views and content, I'm 100% gonna do it. And that is all of the books for my book haul this month. I have a few more on their way. They didn't make it here in time for this video, and we'll just have to see. I might do another video when they get here, and I'll see you guys in whatever video comes up after this in the schedule. Peace.